I swear you bad. Most wanted mix. Oh, Lord of mercy. Another. Sugar daddy. She said, nobody there I know. So far away I go for your love. I'ma give you the sweet love. Why you love me so? She said, oh baby, I don't know. Now she say anything that where I say she go there do one. She say anything that anything that anything. Now she say anything that where I say she go there do one. She say anything that anything.
You good? All right. Yeah, you can hear yourself when I put the music low. All right. Let's listen to the music for a while.
Me a hustle and a freestyle on the street, and they do I'm all for love.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I love it.
For your head, if you sick.
All right, guys, welcome back once again to Chat with MissD show. This is a talk show hour. I would like to welcome my beautiful guest, Joanna. Hey, and Joanna obviously bring her bestie, Miss More. Hi, is it Adasha More? Adasha More. Yeah. All right, guys. And I have a special guest here, my baby girl, Gabrielle. So shout out to Gabby. Okay, Gabby. Anyway, for the parents out there, you know what time is it? The hustle is hard, so mama gotta do what mama gotta do.
Yep.
As you know, in Chat with Miss D, we focus on life challenges. In my podcast, we focus on life challenges and how to overcome them, whether it's depression, relationship, or discrimination, and all racism, and all that good stuff. And this week, actually yesterday, was International Women's Day.
Yep.
We're celebrating our resilience, our strength, and courage. And that's why I felt the need, to have Joanna here, because you have been one of the girls who I have admired, actually. I haven't told you this, but I have admired your strength and your resilience.
Don't make me start crying.
No, for real. Like a coin sees another coin. You know what I mean? Even though it's been like, sometimes we just need to hear that. You know what I mean? Sometimes as a woman, we need to give each other compliments. So I really, really, really acknowledge and really I'm so proud of the woman that you are, the mother that you are, the sister that you are, and so thankful for you to come here today to share your story. So a little background, what's the topic today is about. Today we're going to talk about relationship and a toxic one, abusive relationship. Today we're going to hear Johanna's story, how she survived a toxic relationship. But before that, I would like to give viewers to get to know who is Joanna. Tell us something about you.
Well,
yes.
First of all, I'm a survivor, man. I made it. And y'all gonna get deeper into that soon. But
okay, so what does Joanna do? Like daily job? You're a mother of two beautiful boy and a girl.
Yes, two beautiful, great kids. Super smart. I don't even know how I did that, but I did. Well, some little help here.
You know what? It takes a village. It takes a village to raise, to raise them. So
yes.
You had your village.
Yeah, but aside from the kids, I'm just taking care of myself right now. I'm focusing on myself. Even though I'm a survivor, I'm still still recovering, and
Mm.
you know, my job is my kids and my therapy. That's all right
Wow.
now. You know,
Okay, so let's go in the beginning. Okay.
the beginning
In the
days.
in the beginning.
Oh,
You got
okay,
sound
good.
now?
Now
All
good.
right, so we're gonna get back.
Make we go somewhere far away. Far away. Only me and you together. Nimbo Kemia, Maria, I could be the sugar in your cocoa, butter in your bread. Mama, give me cocoa, give me ginger. I could be the sugar in your cocoa, butter in your bread. Mama, give me cocoa.
All right, guys, welcome back to Chat with Miss This show. Today we are talking about toxic relationship, and in the honor of Women International Women's Day today, I felt the need to talk about very, very, very important topic. And this topic right now is for all of those women right now who are in this situation, who don't have the strength to leave a situation where it feels like it doesn't serve them no more. Joanna has been a victim of abusive relationship, and we're gonna dive into that shortly. But before that, I would love for Joanna to narrate her story. Let's say your love story before it became abusive. Because last week I had an episode about what the difference about love and manipulation, right? And most of us women, we are victim of being in a manipulative relationship and thinking that that person love us. And most abusive relationships start from that. When
Yep.
somebody's trying to control you, trying to manipulate you to
Yes.
become this person, and if you don't dance by their tunes, and that's
Yes.
where the abusive starts.
And it's
So
really hard to
yeah.
see in the beginning because it comes in very small steps.
Mm-hmm.
The abuser takes from you little by little, and you don't even realize.
I think I want you to take us back. Like, how did you guys met with this guy, and how did it start?
Yeah, I mean, we actually met in Poland. Half Polish, and well,
I know it's hard.
the thing is that
Yeah.
I was always looking just for someone to accept me in any kind of way. Just show me you like me, and I give myself to you.
Validation. You were looking for
Yes,
validation.
definitely.
Okay.
And that goes way back to childhood trauma. It's like,
it's okay, baby. Let it out. Let it out. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. And obviously, it's when we are all one way or another looking for validation, either from friends, from family, some coworkers, some of our children, and you had a void that was you needed to fulfilled.
Yes.
When you were younger. And I
Yes.
felt maybe you feel like as growing older, when you meet somebody, that person can fill that void.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
before we dive into that, I want to tell you that you gotta accept yourself for who you are.
Amen.
And you gotta love yourself for who you are, because you
Definitely.
know what,
Yes.
if you don't accept yourself or love yourself for who you are, you will always gonna look for validation, someone's validation that's feeling.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm working on right now in therapy and in life all together,
So this Prince Charming, let's say he came from the most epic country. We're not gonna mention them.
Not mentioning
People
names,
who
not
knows Joanna, they
countries,
already
man.
know this guy. So we're
If
not gonna,
you know.
if you know, you know. Okay, this guy, he came and sweep you off from Poland, right?
Yeah.
Was
Yes.
it love at first sight?
No, I mean from his side, yes.
From his side, from your side, from your side, was it like?
I mean, the first thing I told him was like, "Boy, hold your horses. don't even try me," But one thing led to another, and we started hanging out. Y'all know what happens. And
Don't break the deals, but break the deals somehow.
yes, exactly. And then I got pregnant.
Okay,
And
so was it something
yes,
that you guys both planned?
no, that was definitely not planned. And but the thing is that I was always thinking to myself that having a family, having a home, having a
It
husband,
will fulfill
it will
your,
fulfill my
yeah,
life. It will make me who I am
as a whole.
and make
Yeah.
me happy. And that's definitely not how it is.
Mm,
That definitely is not how it is. But well, my thoughts then were what they were, and
mm.
I ended up getting married.
So first you were pregnant, and then you had the baby. From having a baby
I
too.
didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I got married while I was
While you were
pregnant.
pregnant.
Yes.
Okay. And how long were you guys together? Within
Maybe half a year.
half a year. So you
Yeah.
met him within half a year. You were pregnant, and then you
Yes.
got married.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And
And
yeah,
then
and the
after.
situation since then has already been abusive, mentally
No, 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 no,
abusive,
no.
you know?
You have to break it down, baby. Don't go too far
Okay,
with it.
the whole story
Yeah. So
first.
basically, you were together for 6 months, and then you guys were married. And then when did you guys move in together?
We were already like from the pretty much beginning, you know, living in the student houses. I was like hanging with them there, and then
Okay.
pretty soon after that we moved
So you
to
guys were already
together in
locked
a
in, like
yes,
from day
yes,
one.
yeah, pretty
Okay.
much,
All right. So,
yeah,
guys, so that's the beginning of the Joanna beautiful story. She met a man in Poland. Joanna is actually Polish, right?
yeah, half Polish, half
Has
Finnish, but
okay. And you were living there, or you on holiday?
I actually ran away from Finland to
Poland.
yeah, from another abusive
Oh my days! Oh
relationship.
my days! Oh my days! Okay, so she met
Yeah.
this Prince Charming there. He's an African, right? African man.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so they met, they fell in love. I mean, they fell in love because that was love at first sight.
Yeah.
And
Let's
one thing
call it
leads to
that.
another. She became pregnant
Yep.
and they got married, moved in together.
Yes.
And you thought that this was like, you know what, this is it. This is my happy ending.
Literally, that's what I thought. That I thought that this is going to bring me happiness, and you know, but at the same time, I always thought, or in the back of my head, happiness was through giving happiness to the person, so that the person will love me. You know, so it
Break it
was
down to me.
all
What do you mean?
my work. It was all me giving everything of me out of Ninku. It was
You were giving your all.
yeah,
In what
pretty
sense?
much.
In
And
what sense?
also, like, he wanted me to change in every way as a person.
How he wanted you to change?
You know, get thinner. Uh, Basically, he wanted me to change into an African woman, which I would already wanted to give him to do for him. You know, I was down for that. I was down to be whatever he wanted me
You
to
wanted
be.
to please him.
Yes, but it became really bad at some point.
When was the first sign you started noticing like these signs of like, you know, this is not what I signed in for, basically? Your first time.
I mean, the signs started from the first few days of seeing him, while he body shamed me after having
Girl.
sex.
Thank you.
Girl.
And
That's what I said.
and I was so fucked up at that point. I had no self-respect, no nothing. I felt like I was literally nothing. So I just
think
took
you
it in.
You thought you deserved that.
Yeah, I thought I deserved
So you
that. I
doubled
took
down.
it in and I told him, I will change for you.
Yeah.
I will fix that for you. Just love me.
Yeah.
This is deep. And oh my God, Johanna. So within 2 days, you know, you guys met and
A couple of days, yeah.
interacted. After interaction, after sexual, you know,
Yes.
intercourse, this guy have the balls to tell you that you need to change
Yes.
your body.
That I'm not looking like I don't remember what exactly he said. I'm not really for his liking, you know.
So
That
you are not for his liking.
yeah.
And he's about to marry you.
Yes.
And you felt like when he told you that, how did that make you feel? Like that was like emotional abuse, basically. So how did that make you felt? Did you felt like you deserve to hear that from him, or did you felt like
I
no, he
felt
cannot tell?
ashamed.
You felt ashamed,
I felt
but
ashamed
yet
of
you
myself.
were willing to change your
Yes.
ways because of
Yes.
him.
Yes. And
Mm.
even during the like on longer, when we go forward,
Mm-hmm.
um I was going to the gym almost every day, crazy workouts just to fix myself for him. I wasn't never doing anything for myself, you know. And at the same time, even though I was doing that, whatever that he wanted me to be for
Mm-hmm.
him,
Mm-hmm.
he would tell me it would always be wrong. Everything I would do was always bad.
He
Like
never appreciated.
never.
It
He
wasn't
would.
good enough.
It wasn't good enough. Like
Mm.
he would fight me on going to the gym every day, and why am I always there? And like basically running away from home and from him because I couldn't stand being with him. I couldn't stand being around him because it was always hurtful. I couldn't even, at some point I just went quiet. Like I didn't say shit, nothing.
Jonah,
Yeah,
we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. I just this is deep, girl.
We done talked, but we didn't talk so deep. That's what I'm saying. I needed those questions because I needed to open everything up.
Okay, guys, welcome back to Joanna. Joanna's story, abusive story. As you guys, for these viewers right now who are listening to this story, Joanna was just narrating about how they met. It was very like, let's say, love at first sight from both ends, and which end up to be worst nightmare for her, basically. Having so what I have been listening to, this guy seems like a charmer from the beginning, but then end up being a narcissistic, manipulative piece of shit. I'm gonna say that this is my show. We say like it is,
Thank you.
And I just felt like for the girls out there, Joanna, like because women are beautiful, all shapes and different. Like we all have different shapes. We have to embrace who we are. You know what I mean?
And
Do not let a man dictate to you what's sexy or what's beautiful. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
A thin woman is beautiful. A big ass woman, we are all beautiful in different sizes and shapes.
Definitely. And this is what I'm starting to only learn now.
I just wish that you had a friend or somebody who really sees you for who you are, who can put those words. But that's what I said. Even if a moral was there telling you what to do, I was telling you what to do, you still couldn't have believed it because you don't believe it yourself.
Yes, I couldn't. I was so brainwashed at the time already. And, that I believed what he had fed me.
That it was true.
Yeah, at the end, I just believed him
And
let it
I
go.
have to say that it didn't matter what I said.
It didn't matter. Like
yelling
Adasha
in her
was
ear for
literally
10
yelling
years.
straight in my ears.
Literally, I was like the only person she
Yeah,
had from
yeah.
the beginning till the end. Like
Yes.
the only friend.
How did that make you feel when your best friend called you crying? Because I believe you were crying to her.
Yeah.
Let you know this guy said this and this about me. How did that make you feel as a friend?
Yeah, I think that with us, I mean, Joanna wasn't able to use her phone. She wasn't allowed to call. We saw each other only when she told
we went to church.
We went to church. I would come with you to church.
Yes.
So that we would see each other, or we would go to the gym and work out.
Yeah.
That was the only place where I was able to see Joanna. She wasn't allowed to use her phone. She wasn't allowed to go out. She wasn't allowed to, actually be friends with me because I already knew.
My parents.
No,
it was an issue too. At some point.
I went wherever she was able to go,
isolated from everything,
and that was the only time I was able to.
Adasha, wait, guys! Oh my god,
it's going down, y'all!
Oh my god, guys!
Yeah.
So you were basically like kidnapped, but thinking that you are in a relationship.
Yes.
You are with this.
Built me out jail. It was an emotional jail, and physical too.
And physical.
You couldn't go anywhere.
I couldn't go anywhere.
And this man was a man of God, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
He was.
Now, yes.
This man was a man of God who preaches to other people how to behave, how to live righteous life and all that. While at home, he was being abusive, putting you down, cutting all ties with your friends, families,
everything.
So you just have to be there, obey him, and do what he tells you to do.
The yes woman, the you know, when he told me that he wants me to change into an or like slowly but surely he was changing me to be a submissive African wife for him. He was just taking one bit after another away, and I became this yes woman. I would say nothing. I wouldn't even dare to do anything that wasn't okay for him. Like, let's say, make any changes in my house or anything.
So you were being submissive on your own will, or because you were forced to be submissive?
Partly I was forced from the beginning, but then I learned to be that, and I was scared. I became scared of him.
Yeah.
Did you already have your kids by him?
Yes. Yeah. And the kids have seen everything.
Also, eventually, even the gym wasn't a safe place.
It was not.
Because every time we went to work out, he would call you out of the blue. Yes. Let's say we just started working out. Let's say half an hour in. He would call you and tell you to come home because something catastrophic happened.
All of a sudden.
And every time she went home.
Every single time.
She was like running. And she runs home. And then there is no catastrophe. There's nothing going on.
Everything's fine. Kids are fine. He's not in a hurry.
He just wanted her to come back home. There was never a proper or a real reason or a real problem behind it. He just
the fact that he was
her to
he was so scared of me telling anyone anything bad about him or anyone hearing the truth of what he is, because a narcissist straight up will show you that he's the best, the most beautiful person that you could ever meet, the nicest person, but as soon as we're behind closed doors,
it's something else.
Hell gets loose.
So he was just trying to control your every move.
Every single move.
How long were you together overall with him before you decided, like, you know what, enough is enough?
About 10 years.
10
yes.
years.
But also, it was a bit easier. Sometimes I think to myself, because it was so much easier for me to kind of sit in this. Because he traveled a lot. He was almost half a year of the year away from Finland. So sometimes I think if he had been in Finland all the time,
you would have left.
Would have I left earlier? Would I get tired faster? Would it just end up being 5 years, not 10? And even though he traveled, I was still really like. Obedient,
submissive, doing whatever he tells you to do,
whether he was around or not.
Take me back to church, because this is why I told you that most people who are like, okay, I have nothing against Christians or Muslims, or I'm a Christian myself,
yes,
and all that. But what I don't like is hypocrite people who act like they know the Bible more than you. They are so holy, they are so righteous,
and they're using the
Bible
and
everything
against you, and especially against women.
Exactly. And you know what? This guy that we're talking about, I know him, and most of you guys who know Joanna, and if you guys know him. The same guy was trying to preach to me when he saw me in the street, like, God loves you, God this, God that. So when Joanna told me her story a few years ago, about what she dealt with, I had a hard time believing Joanna. I have to tell you.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Can you hear me? As I had a hard time believing, because I was thinking to myself, no, like, this guy, he's a man of God. He's perfect.
A saint.
I said, what? Now, I was even blaming you, like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Remember?
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember.
Until we got deeper to the situation, then I realized that, oh my God. How did the people in church, like when you guys are going to as family, how did the people like, did the people ever notice like signs of, like this,
I don't know
this
if
relationship is not it?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody had seen anything because I wasn't allowed to speak to people in church and mingle with anyone. And anytime we went to church, I was always left on the side, and he would leave me with my kids and go mingle with everyone else. Men, women, you name it. They were like everybody's best friends, and I was just there looking at this whole like fiasco, like what the
Okay, this leads me to my next question. How did you cope with the emotional and physical effects of being in an abusive relationship?
Yeah, well, my only outlets were gym and going to church. Going to church while I had agreed with Adasha, for example, to.
So when
come
you
with
were
me.
going to church, were you like praying and hoping that this man would change, or were you forced to
Honey,
be in
every
this?
day in
Yeah.
church while I was going to sleep in the morning,
Mm.
always. But I kind of feel like I don't know if he had ever really loved me. It was just the possession.
Baby girl, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you this. I know you have heard this many times. That man didn't love you.
Yep.
He just saw somebody he can have as a victim.
Yeah, and
You know,
also, yes, and I think that the culture was so strong, because we got pregnant. Sorry, and he has a kid with a girl, so now he has to get married.
Yeah, he has a kid where?
No. I mean, with me. So now we had to get married because that's like, how can that happen?
So it wasn't like a married, like he really wanted to get married to you and all that. So it basically,
I don't believe.
Yeah,
it was only to show his parent, or kind of doing this for the culture.
Because he was a good Christian man. He didn't want to look like a bad Christian. That's why he had to like, marry you before the baby comes out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, Joanna is a little bit emotional here. We're gonna take a short break and then we're gonna get back. Oh, Joanna.
Wow. Oh, Lord of mercy.
Bummy D, mommy.
Oh, baby.
Baby, this is
You don't know
Playlist babe.
Oh, Lord of mercy. Oh, baby. Yeah, I am me, I go crazy. Jimmy went yo, baby, yeah. Obi do abuana. Obi do don't be.
When you see the funny person, the light in the room.
If I ever do you wrong, oh baby, if I ever do you wrong, God, I beg you don't be long. Can you say I'll be a human being? If I ever do you wrong, God, I beg you don't be long. Can you say I'll be a human being? We don't want to.
And that's when I went
to the
library and started searching for divorce papers.
If I ever do you wrong, oh baby,
Mankasa ye, medi watem, mafawachi, mi enipo, wakumemu, se wa wudi, Oh yeah, media. But for me cool. And I slap me na me boy na. Oh, again is up in I know. Oh baby, if in famia. Although you will patch.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to this Joanna. Sorry, I'm taken back. I'm a little bit emotional. Not little bit. I'm just so in shock.
I went through all these
You,
motions
yeah,
preparing
exactly.
for this,
Yeah,
and
for
now you hear
real.
all of it, so you're crying for me.
I should be like professional and just be like, but because I see you and I know your hearts, and for me to be here, actually, having this talk with you, it's a privilege. I really want to thank you for that.
It's a privilege for
Really,
me to be here, man.
it's really, really, really something that I know that where you've been, there are a lot of thousand women who don't have the courage to leave or talk about it. They just endure because they think that if they say something, people will misjudge them, or people will look at them different ways. These are the people who want to please outsiders. When you have an image. People who have image, so like you see this perfect family, oh, they look so happy, they're so this and that, but you don't know what happened back home. That's used to be you.
Exactly.
And that's many of these people right now, especially people who are in a situation where it's like, I'm with this person, like a godly person. You don't know what people are going through.
Yeah.
So for those one who are listening right now to Joanna's story, she shared with us that she has been, this was a quick thing. You met a guy, you fell in love, and then you got pregnant accidentally, and then they got married they got married because the guy didn't want to look like a bad Christian, so it wasn't out of his will. And mind you guys, please take note from the beginning when they first met. That's where Joanna started experiencing how abusive this guy was. So at first, he was verbally abusive towards you. Joanna is a curvy girl, beautiful, courageous girl. Okay, first time when they had intimate, the first thing what this idiot could say was how she should change her body and become something in his liking. You know, but yet, because Joanna has been through a lot, like in her childhood, and she was seeking for validation, so she didn't take the guy like because if it would have been me, I would have been like, okay, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because you were seeking for validation and you wanted somebody to love you, and you felt like what he was saying, he actually did love you. He actually wants to help you to become the better person. You know what I mean? That in your mindset, that's how you view it. You did not view like he was trying to insult you. He was trying to put you down. You just feel like he want to make you better. He want to make you stronger. Now, ladies, this is definitely a red flag. When a man meets you, if the guy doesn't love you for who you are from the beginning when he met you, please,
Run.
Don't
Run
entertain.
for
please
cover,
don't entertain. Don't try to change like,
Excuse me.
I'm gonna change because of him. If you want to change because of you.
Yes.
Do it because of you, because you're
Exactly.
not happy.
And first of all, just work on you first.
Yeah.
Don't look for validation anywhere else but yourself. That's the main thing. And after, when you're good with yourself, that's when you can look for love from outside. When you have when you have the love within you for yourself already, then you know how to respect yourself. Then you know what is okay and what is not okay.
Exactly.
Then you know when to fucking leave.
Exactly.
Excuse
It's called self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
It calls self. Well, most of not even women's, even men's. Most of people don't know. They don't know who they are.
Yeah.
You don't know who you are, because when you know who you are, then you know how to carry yourself. You know what you tolerate and what you don't tolerate, and even people would know how to approach you because they already see who you are as a person, as an individual. Joanna, my next question to you is, what were some of the challenges faced when trying to leave the toxic relationship?
It was mainly the fear.
Was he ever physical? Was he ever physical towards you?
No. It was always just
Verbally,
verbal.
mental
Yes.
abuse.
Yes.
So you were afraid that if you leave, what would happen?
I have no idea actually what would happen. The first thing what scared me was the fact that I thought that I I was scared shitless that he would grab the kids and run.
Yes.
Did
And
he ever like
he would
threaten you?
blackmail me
He would tell
about
you,
that
yeah.
sometimes. Not as straight as I said it, but yeah. So that was my first fear.
And I think that fear is what you had until all the way until the end of the relationship, even
Yes.
after the divorce.
Yes.
You were still scared that he
Yes.
had this
Some
irrational
type of
power over
over
you.
me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Yes. Sorry, Adasha. Could you give her? Yes.
Is it this one?
Yes. But she can go outside because you want to stay. My goodness. Okay, please don't do the same mistake that I did. Take your kid to you with work at work. So basically, I asked Joanna what were some of the challenges she faced when she tried to leave the toxic relationship. She said, mainly it was fear of the husband at that time taking the kids, running away because that's what he was threatening her.
Yes. And also, there were a lot of expectations from his family's side as well.
Like what kind of expectations?
Like when you get married, you can't get divorced. God doesn't like divorce.
But did you ever tell the family how he was what he was doing to you?
I did call them whenever I caught him cheating. And
so not only this guy was a man of God, a holy pastor for God's sake, and a holy brother who was married with 2 kids, obviously. But not only he's putting you down, making you feel like you're worthless.
Yes.
On top of that, he will go outside of his marriage and go
looking for something
else.
I was never enough. Never good enough.
How did you find out about his in his situationships?
Well, of course, you have your guts. We got to listen to our guts, and really believe in what we feel. That's just all I'm gonna say about that.
Did you ever confronted him about it?
Yeah, I mean, of course, they would call us crazy, but of course I was up in his phone when I figured out, or checking, finding out. People would contact me multiple times, and
that wasn't a good reason for you to leave at that time. What made you stay after all that?
I felt worthless. I didn't have any respect for myself anymore. I just felt like I deserved this because I'm the bad wife, because I'm not exactly how he wants me to be, and the way I breathe, the way I walk, the way I talk, the music I like to listen to, nothing was fine.
And I think that at that point you already kind of learned what he taught you.
Yes,
that you weren't allowed to have an opinion. You weren't allowed to think for yourself.
Exactly.
You weren't allowed to be mad or sad or hurt or anything. It wasn't allowed.
No.
You had to just be.
Yeah.
And be there for him.
And
that's
go
all.
insane.
Yeah.
So when you confronted him about his, situationships, he actually do a reverse psychology on you, telling you that it's because of your fault, because you're not doing the wifey duties, because the way you look and all that. So he did not even take accountability of his own wrongdoings. He's adding more pain to your wounds.
Yes.
I don't think
How did that make you feel afterwards, after you confronted him and then he made you feel like you're the bad person? Did you at one point stop thinking like
I became
numb
to this?
So you actually believed what he was saying, I'm the problem. Yeah, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? You believed everything what he was telling you.
No, I just went quiet because a small part of me still knew that it was not okay, and that I'm definitely not as bad, but it's just he just put me down so bad that I literally believed everything that he was saying in a way, like, or I didn't believe it maybe fully, but I took it in and sat with it because I had no other choice.
After everything and after what he told you, did you have to apologize to him for even questioning him?
Um,
Or do you guys continue like nothing ever happened?
it was more like nothing ever happened. Because yes, I did talk to his parents about this, and you know, in their culture, it's more like looking at his sisters, for example. You know, if their husband beats them up, it's their fault. If anything happens, it's always her fault, not his fault. And the parents would always tell that exactly to them and to me.
That you should endure,
Yeah,
you should
exactly.
be a better wife.
Exactly.
You shouldn't provoke him.
Exactly.
So basically, the mother made it even worse by supporting his son and thinking that the son, whatever the son was doing, he's in right. There was nothing wrong. That he wasn't doing anything wrong in her eyes. Okay, but this is also some cultural differences.
Yes.
Where she's coming from is based on what she went through as her own, olden days, and also as African, as African myself. It's not something I can relate to because I've been in this country for so long. But if I would explain to my mom about this is something that she could relate to without, you know what I mean? Because
especially
those
our parents and grandparents,
they have
culture.
they have been through a lot of toxic, abusive relationship. But I think they just felt like it's just part of it.
Yeah, and the funny
You
part
just have
is
to accept it.
they believe that the Bible told me so. That the Bible said
the Bible told you
okay.
that it's okay to be abusive. It's okay to be for a man to be abusive.
Yes,
that's what they believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the crazy thing.
So did you ever open up to your own parents about what you were going through? Because let's talk about your own parents.
I very hardly did. I mean, my parents have mainly lived abroad. And of course, he was keeping his, facade in a way, like, going on with him being the nice, bubbly, amazing person, and everybody believed him, And of course, my parents saw me tripping about everything. But I don't know if at that point they thought that it was just who I am. At that point when I really got like tired and angry and
So you never felt the need to open up to your parent because you don't want him to look bad in your parents' eyes.
Maybe yes, because at some point I felt like I made a mistake getting married. And I pushed it and I told my parents that this is it and this is what I want to do. And I remember like it was yesterday, the day before the wedding, my mom asked me if this is what I want to do. And I told her that no, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I still went and got married and literally cried at the wedding.
On your wedding day?
On my wedding day. And I didn't cry because I was
happy.
I cried because I was scared. And also, just before the wedding, when I was, getting ready, all makeup and everything, I came out with the makeup and he literally told me that you look like a monster.
Yeah, I remember.
Take this makeup off.
How did that make you feel?
I cried. I couldn't do anything. Like, this was like the worst day of my life.
The day that was supposed to be one of your happiest days on earth. This person looked at you and said that you look like a monster.
Yep.
You wasn't married yet, right?
No.
And after those words, you still pursued to go and say, I do
I
to
didn't
this.
know any better. I didn't know that I could. I already heard from his parents and promised them that I will never divorce. You know,
Joanna, how old were you then?
19. I was 19 when I got married because I was pregnant. I got
20 when you got
yes.
Yeah.
And how old was this man, if I may ask? How many years difference you guys had?
Oh my god, I can't even remember his age anymore.
Is it like 10 years older than you? 5
About
years?
10 years. I think 10 years.
10 years older than you. Okay, so he was mature enough to know what to do, what to say,
Yeah.
how to get you being submissive, to believe. So you were, like there are some men who are groomers. Have you guys heard about those groomers?
Yeah.
You were groomed by this man.
Yes, exactly.
He
The right
groomed
term.
you, made you believe whatever he was saying was true,
Oh yeah.
put you down. And that is why for so many years, even you were already broken before you met him.
Yes, I was.
Now he broke you even 2 times more than what
Yes.
Yeah.
He
and
had made me believe what I had learned before about myself, which was false from the very beginning. How do you say it? Se vahvisti sitä.
Yeah.
confirm, yeah.
Yes, definitely. And then build it up. So I was an easy target, I guess. Very easy target.
Yeah.
Okay, as a mother right now, especially with your beautiful daughter. Now imagine your daughter being in your situation right now, 18, 19 years old.
No.
Would you let her be in that situation where you were?
Never, ever. I mean, from what I have learned through this abusive relationship, I speak to my kids very openly about life and about feelings and about things that are okay and not okay. Imagine my kids are like 10 and 12 right now. And I talk to them about when you have a spouse or a girlfriend, boyfriend, never settle for this or that. You know,
Yes.
if you see this happening, run.
Amen to
About
that.
everything in life, and please, people, speak to your kids.
Yeah.
Because with all respect to my parents, I feel like
You never
my
had
parents
that.
never spoke to me about life.
And your parents never validated the feeling, the void that you was feeling so many years.
The thing is that they didn't really see it that closely, and I never really let them know everything.
I think
So they couldn't have known.
And I was the only one who saw through him. Because I feel that you had a few friends at the time, but even they were always kind of trying to save your marriage, tell you to fix it. And I was like, this is motherfucking bullshit.
Literally.
Everybody need
get you a real friend.
Get you a real friend who will.
Real friend. For real.
I could do it for the right price. Just hit me up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Business.
No, but this is important.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure most of the time while you were being real with her, Joanna would hate you. But then again, she'll come back to you and say, girl, I'm sorry. Because you know what I mean? Because you were looking out for her.
Oh,
you knew that
definitely.
she was getting played and everything.
The thing is that I also knew and I heard her and I understood what she was saying.
Yeah, but you were so terrified.
I was so terrified.
Yeah.
I couldn't make one move.
Yeah. You couldn't speak up anymore. You were already like locked down, lamaantunut, like totally, deflated.
Exactly. And for Joanna, this is and Western world and like people who live back home. That's what they're going through daily.
Yeah.
They just succumb to the situation. You know what? Like I already have so many kids with this person. This person, whatever is doing, like I have to stay.
Yeah.
I'm obligated to stay.
Exactly. And that is not the truth. If you see things like that, any red flags, go. Don't stay because of your kids. Yeah. It's not good for them. Not for you and not for them.
You know what? Talking about this, it brought me back. I don't know if you guys know this Nigerian musician. She has one of the most beautiful gospel voices. I forgot her name. She sang like an angel. This lady, I think she lost her life due to abusive relationship. You know, her husband. I forgot her name, but you know, anybody who is listening to this podcast, please you remember the lady name. Please write it down below the comments. This lady, she was like, you know, like gospel singer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was actually a twin. They're Nigerian, but you know, she sang this song which I will play later for you. I don't remember her name, but when she was singing, she's crying in that song, but I think in Nigerian language. But not knowing that because everybody is so touched when she sings. But now, when they find out later, like this lady, after she sang, the husband used to be very like physical abusive.
Yeah. And you will never know.
You will never
Never
know. And she was abused. The man was abusing her till she lost her life, and she couldn't say nothing because in the outside world they needed it to look perfect.
Yes.
She was this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They needed to look perfect.
Keep up.
You have to keep up the image.
Yeah.
Joanna, there's a lot of ladies right now as we're speaking going through emotional, physical, mental abuse, but they don't have the will, no strength to leave that relationship. Talking about that, it just made me thought about like at that time you had Adasha, yeah, who was your support system, but did you felt like you know, did you have any support system in a place like let's say did you had any other like support system where you felt like, you know what, these people they have my back no matter what, apart of Adasha?
Well, I mean, I did go to different places, like, for example, Monica Naiset RU.
Can you explain to us what is Monica Nice and what does it represent for those people who are seeking for help? So the question what I asked Joanna is, did you have a support system in a place, and if so, how did they help you through this difficult time?
I mean, I could go there and tell my situation, and they would advise me.
Is it for women who are being abusive relationship, or what?
Yes,
what is this about?
Mainly
so. What is represents?
Mainly exactly so.
Monica RU.
Monica Naiset RU.
Monica Naiset RU. So it's an organization for women who are in a relationship that's what is it called? Abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're basically offering help.
Yes.
They're offering therapy sessions. What else help they're offering for those women?
Well, I'm not sure if I could call it therapy sessions, more like advising on the situation and what you can do.
Okay.
And they also have these places where you can, if the situation is so abusive that you need to run, they have places for women and children to stay.
Yeah, it's like a safe space. Turvatalo.
Yes,
safe space.
Turvatalo, exactly.
Were you ever did you ever went to that kind of place?
I was tempted at some point.
Okay.
I was really tempted, and it would have been quite easy for me to do because he was at the time abroad, and I really thought of packing myself and the kids and just leaving. But I just couldn't do it.
And this is the thing I want you guys to understand, that emotional abuse is different from physical abuse. I would really, really want you guys to know, because if you guys are wondering, like, yeah, this guy was in abroad and Joanna could have just left. The damage emotional abuse have on somebody.
Yep.
Just imagine carrying 200 kilo on your back and you want to leave, you want to take the steps.
Yes.
That's how heavy it feels. Physical abuse, you can, whoop my ass and whatever and get over it, like get over it.
Get over it.
But emotional abuse, especially when somebody is just been abusing you mentally for many years. Even if, let's say, even if you would have been 1 year gone, you would still live in that mindset of like,
in
that cage, because your mind is already caged up.
Yeah.
He already got you where he needed you to be. So he was so confident in what he said to you, like no matter what, you would never leave.
He succeeded in what he wanted to do with me.
Yeah.
And actually, speaking of, I I told him many times to please hit me.
Yeah.
I begged him to rather hit me
Then to talk.
than to talk.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's how crazy it was.
It's not crazy. I understand.
No,
I get you. Yeah, that's how. Yeah,
was.
you just
And,
wanted him to shut up.
It would have been easier.
Yeah, it would have been
would've
easier.
hurt less.
It would have hurt less. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I cannot say that I can relate to your story, but I feel your pain.
Yep.
I do feel your pain, and even though it has been years back, but it feels like yesterday, doesn't it?
It does. I can feel that. I mean, I'm shaking right now when I think of some of the things that I just had to open up and speak freely in front of God knows how many people. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it. As I think of it, I feel like I'm in that situation right now. That's how deep the feeling is.
How does that make you feel right now? What emotions are you feeling right now?
Panic.
You're panicked.
I'm panicking.
And you divorced from this guy how many years ago?
5 years ago.
Imagine, guys, you've left this abusive, narcissistic, manipulative guy 5 years ago. But when you're talking about what happened to you back then, you still feel that panic, you still feel that fear, and you still feel like he's way present right now. You feel his presence.
He has the power over me
over
still.
again.
Yeah. Like, I've pictured myself for some years now as a bird in a cage, a broken cage, and I could leave the cage anytime I wanted, but I'm not strong enough to do it. And the cage and the bird had faded slowly during maybe the last year, but still all these things are part of my life every single day. I'm unlearning the things that
you dealt with, things that you accepted,
learned and accepted them every single day.
Yeah.
I understand you, girl. What advice would you give to others who might be in a currently similar situation?
Don't give up on yourself. Just know that your life is not over yet, even though it feels like it. You are amazing. You are beautiful, no matter what that motherfucker says. And just keep your friends close, no matter how bad he tries to isolate you from them.
Seek help.
Seek for help.
Therapy.
Help and therapy. No matter if being what's my symptom again?
Depressed.
Yeah. Being depressed is a taboo word. Even if it is, don't worry about it. Just go and seek for help. Yeah. That's
So Johanna would love to give people who are in the similar. So the question was, what advice would you give to others who might be currently in a similar situation? The number one advice what Johanna should give is run, and do not look back.
Fast as you can.
Run. And she wanted to add on top of that, like, you gotta believe in yourself, know who you are. Like, this is deep.
Love yourself first.
Love yourself first. And as I'm seeing Johanna right now here, I feel like this is something that you're saying to yourself while reflecting. Like when you have a mirror. That's Bailey Kuba.
Yeah.
You're saying that. And it's okay, girl. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. This is your testimony. It's okay. Please give her tissue.
Yeah.
Let it out. Let it out.
Panic.
Let it out. Let it out. Let it out.
Ground your feet, man. Come on.
Let it out. Remember this.
You're sitting in the chair. Breathe.
God gives his what? God gives his toughest soldiers. Remember that.
The greatest challenges.
Remember this. You are here for a purpose. You should know your purpose. What you went through, unfortunately, you had to go through that. You know why?
Yep.
Your story will inspire many. By your story, you're going to save somebody's mom, somebody's daughter.
Yep. And this is exactly why I came here, even though I was terrified.
The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar.
I need to help the girls. And even if, also the men.
You're not even helping. The thing is, you're helping yourself to heal.
Yes. That's for sure.
You're helping yourself to heal because
speaking the things out loud.
It's really, really important for you to hear yourself saying these things, because these are the things you've been silenced for many years. You don't have no voice. Yep. You have no opinion. You don't matter. You're worthless. Somebody who like, you know what I mean? Like, saw you and just felt like, I just felt like to say this to you, Joanna, like, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I said in the beginning, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything. Whatever he said, you needed to hear that. You know why? Then and now, if somebody will come and tell you those words, the same words to you right now,
I'll be smacking them.
If somebody will tell you right now the same word what he's telling you now, what will be your reaction to that?
I'm gonna just turn around and walk.
Because what? Because you know better.
I know better.
Because who you
learned,
know who you are.
This was definitely my lesson.
That's what yes.
But I'm glad that I'm not dead. Because that mental abuse, it can literally kill you.
It did kill you. It killed you for 10 years.
A bit. Yes.
No, it killed you.
And then I came out of it. But I need everybody else to know and remember that the life doesn't end there. And you can just stand up. When you're mad enough, when you're super done, just remember to, get up and make a move. Make different choices. Start, getting out of it.
Getting out of it. So your way of getting out of it.
You're worth so much better. So much more.
When was the thing that you decided, like, you know what? This is not it. Like, what was it then? Like, what was your last drop? Like, you know what? This is it. I'm out.
Wow. I can't even remember. I was just so numb and so done. And I think that I was tired of being in that state. I literally thought to myself one morning that if I don't leave right now, I will die. And that was the point where I started looking for divorce papers, filing, taking steps forward, asking us like the
lawyers and all
the lawyers and, speaking with the Monica Neisset, and checking my, ground, checking the things that I could do and how to do them if he tried to make some moves against me or whatever, take the kids or, it was just the feeling because he had done already all the damage he could do, I think, at that point.
What steps did you take to rebuild your life and regain your independence after leaving the toxic relationships? Well, what were the steps?
I mean,
first
steps for me when I realized that I need to get out was to purchase a couch without his allowance. I bought a nice ass couch and he was abroad. He came back. He was super mad.
Why
Like,
was
super mad because I did something
for
that
yourself?
he didn't agree on. I
Without
didn't
his
even
permission.
ask without his
Yeah.
permission.
Yeah.
I was like, motherfucker, F you.
You can say those words here. Okay, so that time, those were the time you were living with him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Still,
like,
but that was like the last maybe few months.
no,
He came back, and then like I threw all of his stuff. I got so mad at the whole situation. I threw his stuff off the shelves, and I was like, "Pack, leave the key, close the door." That was one of the steps where I was like,
you're taking your power back.
"Yeah,
I've had enough.
yeah."
This
Literally,
is it.
this is where I stood up.
It's
on my
time
2
to
feet.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we done.
How
Like,
did that
done.
make you feel? How did you feel afterwards?
I felt good,
Empowered.
empowered.
Because I'm very empowered hearing this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea that I could even do that, that I could go that far, that I could disrespect him that much,
Mm.
you know?
This is what happened when you have endured so much for so many years, and then you've been silenced all these years. This is why they say fear the silenced person.
Yeah.
Fear the person who doesn't say much, because when they're about to take action or when they start to say something, you will regret the day you were ever been born, and that's what you just showed.
Yeah, and you gotta get mad enough to just don't
Say
get sad,
F it.
just get mad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're like to just run and know that that's not the end.
Yes,
They're gonna make it.
definitely.
It's better to be
Just make that move. Just make that move.
Yeah.
Because
Don't
if
wait.
you don't wait.
Don't wait.
Because if you don't go, if you don't leave on time,
Yeah.
it could be the end of your life.
What about for those people who say, you know what? Well, he's nice sometimes. Like there are a lot of ladies who
Yeah.
giving excuses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
as a narcissistic, narcissistic is a guy who everybody loves, or a woman who everybody loves.
Yeah.
Is a woman. We all have narcissistic traits in us. We're humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's in us.
Yeah.
And we can all be manipulative. It's in us, but when somebody just like, somebody's just like thinking how to get this woman or this man to be in a certain way. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to be this. I will be nice. When somebody's thinking ahead his steps, or, calculating everything, what the person is doing, that's how a narcissistic works. So basically for you have the we have like the minor narcissistic, we have like step by step.
Yes,
you have
yes.
the grand dam. you have the master planner. you even have the master planner. He was like man of God. I mean, probably handsome man. Anybody who sees him be like, wow, he's so nice, he's so friendly. You thought you had the jackpot, girl, didn't you?
Or people thought that.
People
I did.
thought you had the you
But
hit the
I was already disgusted with the person through what I saw, like
as a
what I
human.
went through.
Of course. I mean, what you went through from the first days you guys met already. He already show you who you were, and I just felt like if you just knew who you were then from those first days, you could have just said, you know
I
what,
wouldn't have made
it was
all
nice
of those
meeting you.
mistakes.
Yeah, but no
See
thanks.
you.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
thanks.
Exactly.
But
And give up the hope that something will change. Because if
Yeah.
it hasn't changed for years, and actions speak louder than words.
Exactly.
So if the actions are the same, it's not ever going to change with a narcissist, and you know that. So just don't wait.
And
Get
think
out.
to yourself, like, is this enough?
Yeah, is this enough for
what
me?
you're settling for? Is it enough for you for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Is it like that? The person is just nice sometimes. Don't hold on to that.
No.
your person needs to make you feel like at home.
Exactly.
It has to make you feel like a best friend, a sister, a
Lover
brother,
and
like
friend,
lover and friend.
yeah.
So if you feel like you were 10 years in a relationship where you felt like you were on your toes, basically, you could even breathe the wrong way, for you know what I mean. So you felt like,
and it's not like she ever got the love back. I don't remember you ever getting a birthday present. or any recognition
For
of
10 years.
anything.
No.
Anything. She got nothing from him.
Yeah.
But nothing.
Some
literally.
little scrubs here and there. I remember one of I think it was my 25th birthday. He bought a nice cake. That was the first time he had ever done that. And for me only to realize that it was all for the show. It was all for the party that he threw for his friends after church, for the friends to come over. And
it wasn't for you, yeah.
It wasn't for me.
Yeah,
That
for
was
them to
not
feel
for
like,
me.
oh, was a nice
And
guy.
then in
Yeah.
the end,
Yeah.
I was the one shouted at and told that I haven't cleaned this fast enough, or I haven't undusted the chairs fast enough
On your birthday.
for the
Exactly.
guests to sit on.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you know what, girl? You made it.
I made it.
Now let's talk. Let's move forward to feature right now.
Mm.
5 years, you have finally left this guy, but unfortunate. It's bittersweet moment.
Yeah.
You guys have shared two beautiful kids.
Yeah. Yes.
And how do you maintain healthy boundaries and recognize red flags in potential future relationship? Let's say, like now, if you're looking to date,
Yeah.
looking at what you've been through, how do you recognize? Like, nope, this is not going where it's supposed to go. Like, what is the boundaries and how do you recognize red flags?
It's not easy to get out of what you have learned already, and what you're, it's, as I said, it's a part of your life all the time, and I'm learning to unlearn all the time, making the mistakes over and over again, getting into relationships, or maybe not relationships necessarily, but like, that people give you something more that you have never gotten in your previous relationship, and you settle for that. And that's where you learn in the end that there are so many other things that we deserve and we shouldn't settle for. Yeah.
Do you feel like, even though it's been 5 years, you feel like you're still struggling with boundaries and recognizing what are the red flags?
Definitely, every single day.
All right.
Honey.
I hear you. I hear you.
I'm still learning. I'm not ready yet, man. I'm a work in progress.
I hear you.
I've gotten forward.
You've gotten forward, and
some
that's
things. But life's about learning,
and that's
making the
okay.
mistakes,
That
and
is
learning
okay.
through the mistakes.
Exactly. That is okay.
But
And
you're
as
learning
we
to
are
speak up.
growing, you're learning. Like, nobody has the perfect manual how to be in a relationship, or how to, you know what I mean? No matter how careful you are, you're gonna. I mean, you were so careful. You met, like, who could be more perfect than a man of God?
Exactly.
But then he ended up to be the worst mistake of your life. So you cannot really, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really don't know
You
people's
never know.
intention nowadays. But you did one thing that every woman or every people should do, like listen to the instinct, that gut feeling.
Oh, yeah.
When the gut feeling is telling you this is not it,
you already know
something is not right, you better
That's like
listen
the
to that
biggest
gut
when you
feeling.
feel it, you know it.
Your gut feelings
Yes.
are your guardian angel.
Exactly.
Listen to them.
Exactly.
Literally. Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. That is my actually last question for you. What message would you like to share with others who may be hesitant to seek help or leave an abusive relationship? What message do you have for them?
Just do it. Don't be scared. I know you're scared, and I know you're gonna be scared, but do something. Take that step forward. Take that one scary ass step. Take it. That's what I'm gonna say. One step at a time. You get out of there. Just please run.
There you have it, guys. So being in an abusive relationship is never easy. And adding kids in that abusive relationship, it's a recipe of disaster,
Yeah.
But just know that the more you're in that relationship, those kids seeing what you're going through,
Yeah.
it's gonna affect their future.
Yes.
For example, because there are a lot of mommies right now who are enduring the situation, the relationship, the abusive relationship, because they don't want to be as single mothers, or they don't want to be single parents because of how society is looking at single parents. You know what I mean? And that's why I will speak from my own, let's say, Black perspective or African perspective. You know, for them, image is everything.
Yes.
The image is everything. Yeah. It's not about mental health or how they view themselves. It's all about their image, what they present in the outside world, So for me, like say, I'm a single mom of 2 girls, and everybody who know me, they always see me as a strong, powerful lady, For me, what I did for my girls, like I was in a relationship where I wasn't happy, I wasn't happy. It wasn't anything like mental or whatever, anything like that, but it just wasn't fulfilling my own thing. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, how would people view me, like as a single mother, should I be in that relationship, and all that?
That's one part that comes.
That's what exactly.
Think about it before you start making moves to leave.
Exactly. So my ladies out there, if you're in a situation where you feel like you're in an abusive relationship, mentally, emotionally, physically, all kind of abusiveness, please just know that, just what Joanna said, leave. Do not hesitate.
And
there is help available. There's help available. There's no shame in asking for help. There's no shame in that, because we have this saying, because as for us, it's all about how people view us. But you should know, you should ask yourself this question, would you be there in the next 5 years, or let's say 1 year? Exactly. Because the more you prolong the thing, that's how it took you 10 years for you to say, you know what? And some people might take them forever because they don't have the strength. Exactly. They don't have the strength to do that.
Yeah. And your fears, they're real, but they're at the same time irrational. Yeah. Just know that, and know that you can get over it.
With time.
Yeah.
With time. Ladies, I would like to thank you guys for coming in. Joanna, your story was really empowering and very touching. And lastly, really, Joanna, I wish when I'm telling you this, I want you to hear it from my heart. I really want you to hear it from my heart. What you dealt with, it's part of your story, part of your journey. But this story, you are meant to do something great with your story. Yes. I don't know what foundation you need to do because there are a lot of women who need this. We need a community. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. There are a lot of broken homes. There are a lot of broken parents. They don't have somebody to talk to and all that. You are still young. You're striving. You're raising kids, and you're still dealing with your emotional traumas. But imagine having this community of women sharing their story and all that kind of stuff. That's what I felt that you're meant to do. For some reason,
that's what I told her.
Yeah, that's what I really felt like you're meant to do.
Visions of that some years back. I saw myself standing in front of a huge crowd, speaking to women.
Share your story.
About my story.
You
about
should.
Exactly this.
You should.
And this is the beginning of it. And I'm so honored to be here.
You should.
And taking this one hell of a scary ass step.
And that's a leap of faith.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Take that step. And I did it.
You did it. And I'm so proud of you.
And I'm so
I'm
thankful.
really, really so proud of you. This is the beginning. This is a beautiful, beautiful story. You once were living in hell, but trust me, like a butterfly, you're rising.
Yeah.
And just accept that, whatever you went through is meant to build you. It's meant to, you are this great, powerful, strong queen, as you always been. Don't forget that. And I'm glad that you went through that situation, because I know for a fact you're going to teach your daughter how to love. Exactly. You're going to teach your kids how to love themselves. You're going to validate their feelings.
And already started it from
and they're not going to seek. They're not going to seek validation from somebody, because they already know that they are loved. Yes. They are appreciated.
Exactly. And that's what I want to do. And I'm probably going to start from my kids. And then y'all going to see me at some
big
venues.
We're going to see. And from that note, what doesn't kill you makes you what?
Stronger.
Make you stronger, guys. So this was the episode of Abusive Relationship. Till next time, Joanna and Miss Mara, thank you for coming in.
Keep it from me, Charlie.
I felt like,
I don't say one day we go die.
Mano get to the whole why. The two mama die we are no I'm in court. I don't wanna miss the show. It don't have a lie. Papa, whatever see now. What a shock me for. Papa.